in this video, we will study evolution of computing. So, how the computing gets evoluted from dedicated functions, from dedicated to VMs, then containers, then here comes the concept of functions. Functions are the most or the best offering till now. So, first we will start with the dedicated. Dedicated based cloud or traditional deployment method, we have a one physical server that is dedicated to only one business or we can say one user. And if we are running multiple apps side by side, then this result in conflict in resource sharing. And we can't do vertical scaling. If, for example, we can say if our app is taking a space more than available, then we have to increase the size, we have to increase the space. So here we can't do vertical scaling, we can't increase the space. So we have to do manual migration. So for manual migration, adding more memory, we have to replace the server, and which is very difficult task. So so that's not a good option. Traditional deployment is not the best offering. And the second issue is that we have our app is taking less space than available, then the other space will get wasted. For example, we can see here this space get wasted because our app is taking only this much space, and it is also limited to the host operating system. Limited to the host operating system means that it has to follow the limitations and restrictions by or rules by the these operating systems. But the advantage is that it is highly secure, it is private, and also the full utilization of underlying resources like operating system or hardware. Next, we will shift to the VMs, virtual machines, or we can also say virtualized deployment. In virtualized deployment, we have one physical server that is dedicated to or that is virtualized into multiple virtual machines. And multiple apps, if the multiple apps are running side by side, then it result in resource sharing, it result in conflict in resource sharing. And we have another layer here in VM's hypervisor. Hypervisor is a software layer that runs these virtual machines. And the advantage of this is that, but first I will discuss the disadvantage is that there is the same issue as we discussed in traditional deployment, that is wastage of space. So here we also encounter this issue that there is a wastage of space. If the app is taking this much space, so other space will get wasted. And also if app so this space get wasted. So there's underutilization of resources, and you have to overpay for these resources because you don't know how much space your app will take, your website will take, or your service will take. So you have to overpay for these resources, and also there's underutilization of resources. Then it is underlying the same operating system, host operating system, but these apps, these services are limited by the guest operating system. We have to follow the rules by this operating system. And one and the advantage for using VM based cloud is easy to import or export images, and also we can easily do vertical or horizontal scaling. In traditional deployment, we can't do vertical scaling, we have to do horizontal scaling, we have to replace it with the other server, but that's very difficult. Then we have a container deployment in which we have virtual machine running multiple containers. So we have a hypervisor as well. We have a Docker daemon as well. Docker daemon is a software layer that run multiple containers. We have one virtual machine running multiple containers, and multiple apps running side by side will not result in conflict in resource sharing, and also there wouldn't be any problem of limitation by the guest operating system. There is also a layer of operating system as well, and there is also full utilization of resources. There isn't any problem of the wastage of space, and if you're using multiple containers, that's a better option than instead of using multiple VMs. And so it is very cost effective because we are taking the space which our service or app is required. We are not overpaying for the resources for this space. There isn't any underutilization of resources. So that's the container deployment is better option than virtualized deployment. Then here comes the concept of functions. Functions is the better option, or we can say the best offering till now. In functions, what we do is we have a piece of code and we have to decide how much memory it will take or how much time will it take to execute. Like we are deciding the duration as well, how long it will take to execute. So our virtual machine will run and kept on running for as long as our code is executed. So when there is a code to be executed, our virtual machine is running. Otherwise, it's not running. So the core start is the one of the side effect of using functions. Otherwise, it is very cost effective. It is very secure, private, and there isn't any underutilization of resources because we are not overpaying for the resources like space or memory or operating system or any resource. And also, it is also known as serverless compute, and these are managed VMs running managed containers. So, this is all today. Thank you.